Jaya Radha
Jaya Bella Gopal Jaya Srinathji Jaya just go overdone. Jaya Golorita Jaya Golorita Jaya Golorita Jaya Golorita.
अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय शरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कुंज बिहारी गोपी गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की
जय।
मथुरा धाम की
जय।
नवदीप मायापुर धाम की
जय।
पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की
जय।
श्री कुरुक्षेत्र धाम की
जय।
गंगा माई यमुना माई की
जय।
वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की
जय।
भक्ति देवी की
जय।
श्री श्री देव सदन मंदिर की
जय।
Dear most merciful Lordship Shri Shri Radha Kunj Bihari की
जय।
श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की
जय।
श्री श्रीनाथ जी बाल गोपाल गिरि गोवर्धन की
जय।
श्री श्री गौर निताय की
जय।
श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय।
निताय गौर प्रेमानंद
हरि बोल।
all गौरिष्ठ समूल्य
हरे कृष्ण।
all गौरिष्ठ समूल्य
हरे कृष्ण।
all गौरिष्ठ समूल्य
हरे कृष्ण।
all गौरिष्ठ श्री गुरु and गौरंगा की Hare Krishna. Welcome to ISKCON Detroit Devasman Mandir, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam morning class. Today we are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 14, the disappearance of Lord Kṛṣṇa. And today we are in the last verse of the chapter. It's end of this chapter, the disappearance of Lord Kṛṣṇa. We are reading from text 44. So let us start with invocation prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Namaskrityam
Naram Jaiva Narottamam
Arjuna
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devi Saraswati Vyasam
Tato Jayamudire
Tato
Nastaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Vastaprayashu Abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavate Uttama Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki
Bhakti Navati Nastiki
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishna Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nandanacha
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 14, the disappearance of Lord Kṛṣṇa, text 44. Kaschit prestatma atamane atha prestatamenatha Kaschit presthatamenatha Kaschit presthatamenatha Hridayena bandhuna Shunyosmi rahito nityam Shunyo asmi rahito nityam Manyasetya anyata naruk Manyasete nyata naruk Kaschit presthatamenatha Hridayena bandhuna Shunyosmi rahito nityam Manyasete anyata naruk.
One more time, Jace, flow. Please, Prabhu.
Kaschit presthatamenatha Kaschit presthatamenatha Hridayena bandhuna Hridayena bandhuna Shunyo asmi rahito nityam.
Sunyosmi narito nityam.
Shunyo asmi rahito nityam.
Sunyosmi narito nityam.
Manyasete anyata narup.
Samyasete nanaru.
Manyasete anyata narup.
Manyasete nanyatanaru.
Anyone would like to repeat?
Kaccit prishta tame natha.
Kaschit prishta thame natha.
Hridayena atma bandhuna.
Hridayena atma bandhuna. Shunyosmi rahito nityam.
Manyasete nyatha naru.
Manyasete nanyata naru.
Kashit prishta aminata.
Kaschit prishta
tame natha.
Hridayena atma bandhuna.
Hridayena
atma bandhuna.
Sunyosmi rahito nityam.
Shunyosmi rahito nityam.
Manyasete niyatanaru.
Manyasete nyatanaru. Let us go word by word. Kaschit,
Kashchit,
whether.
whether.
Presta tamena,
Prishtamina,
unto the most dear one.
unto the most dear one.
Ata,
Ata,
my brother Arjuna.
my brother Arjuna.
Hridayena,
Hridayana,
most intimate.
most intimate.
Atma bandhuna,
Atmabandhana,
own friend Lord Kṛṣṇa.
own friend Lord Kṛṣṇa.
Shunya,
Sunya,
void.
void.
Asmi,
Asmi,
I am.
I am.
Rahita,
Rahita,
having lost.
having lost.
Nityam,
Nityam,
for all time.
for all time.
Manyase,
Manyase,
you think.
you think.
Te,
Te,
your.
your.
Anyata,
Anyata,
otherwise.
otherwise.
Na,
Na,
never.
never.
Ruk,
Rook,
mental distress.
mental distress.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindra Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Or is it that you are feeling empty for all time because you might have lost your most intimate friend, Lord Kṛṣṇa? Oh my dear brother, oh my brother Arjuna, I can think of no other reason for your becoming so dejected. Please repeat. Or is it that you are feeling empty
You are feeling empty
for all time
for all time
because
you
you might have
might have
lost your
lost your
most intimate friend,
most intimate friend,
Lord Kṛṣṇa?
Lord Kṛṣṇa.
Oh my brother Arjuna,
Oh my brother Arjuna,
I can think
I can think
of no other reason
of no other reason
for your becoming
for your becoming
so dejected.
so dejected.
Purport. All the inquisitiveness of Mahārāja Yudhiṣṭhira about the world situation was already conjectured by Mahārāja Yudhiṣṭhira on the basis of Lord Kṛṣṇa's disappearance from the vision of the world. And this was now disclosed by him because of the acute dejection of Arjuna, which could not have been possible otherwise. So even though he was doubtful about it, he was obliged to inquire frankly from Arjuna on the basis of Sri Narada's indication. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of first canto, 14th chapter of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled The Disappearance of Lord Kṛṣṇa. So, Om Ajnānatimirandasya Ajnānanjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsta Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Shri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurabhi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Pancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we have approached the end of 14th chapter. This is the last verse of 14th chapter. The disappearance of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Mahārāja Yudhiṣṭhira, after seeing his brother Arjuna, after coming from Dwarka, he was asking several questions. Oh, what happened, Arjuna? Why are you so depressed? Why are you so distressed? Have you not given charity to the Brahmanas? Have you been touched by any contaminated woman? Or what happened? Why are you so distressed? What is the reason for your distress? And the last, ultimate question, today's question he asked is like, oh, have you lost your most intimate friend? Is that the reason for your dejection? Like, what happened? So, Mahārāja Yudhiṣṭhira is not asking an ordinary question. He is seeing Arjuna being silent, weak, emotionally shattered, spiritually little disturbed, but externally present, but internally is absent. And the last question, today's question is like, have you lost Krishna's association? He asked. So this verse reveals the heart of a pure devotee, the meaning of spiritual emptiness, the difference between material loneliness and transcendental separation, and the eternal truth. Without Krishna, everything feels void. And also this verse becomes most relevant to this modern world because modern civilization is full of anxiety, depression, loneliness, emotional emptiness, broken relationships, loss of meaning, and spiritual disconnection. And people have wide use of technology like mobile phones, entertainment, career, social media followers, possessions, material possessions, and everything. But yet they still feel something is lacking, something is missing. So this verse explains what is it missing. Let's see like what it explains today. So today we're gonna see why separation from Krishna causes real emptiness, and the difference between material loneliness and spiritual separation, and how devotees transform separation into deeper devotion. So first comes first is why Arjuna became empty without Krishna. So one may think like, oh, why did it happen? Arjuna did not lose any wealth, he did not lose kingdom, he did not lose strength, he did not lose intelligence, his military power, but yet he became shattered. Why? Because Krishna was no longer visibly present before him. And this reveals that the real strength of a devotee comes from Krishna's association. And before, when Supreme Lord Sri Krishna was present physically with him in his association, Arjuna defeated great warriors like faced Bhishma, Karna, Drona, and has all celestial weapons with him. And he eventually came out of many impossible situations with the help of Krishna. He even Krishna used to rescue him many times in the war. In the battlefield of Kurukshetra. It's not because of his personal power, but just because Krishna is along with him, Krishna was aside with him, that's the only reason Arjuna had in this most powerful asset, Krishna. And in Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 18.78 that wherever there is Krishna and Arjuna, there will be certainly be victory. Actually, this verse is spoken by Sanjaya, I guess. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanuddhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. So Sanjaya was saying to Dhritarashtra at last of battlefield of Kurukshetra. So he was explaining that wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power and morality. That is my opinion. So Sanjaya has said this words to Dhritarashtra, and he said like, this is my opinion, Maharaj. So victory was not Arjuna's independent qualification. It was Krishna's presence. And after Krishna's departure, now Arjuna cannot even protect the queens, loses confidence, loses brilliance, loses inner vitality. Externally he was same, he was nothing changed, but internally he felt that emptiness. And Prabhupada repeatedly stresses on this point, like we are powerful only when we are connected to Krishna. Until and unless we are connected to Krishna, that brings a divine connection within us. Without that, there will be no energy, no spiritual energy for us. And one of the daily example is like mobile phone without charging. Imagine a mobile phone, maybe quite a bit more expensive, like iPhone 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max, whatever it might be, latest version, most advanced, beautifully designed. But imagine what if it is without charging. How can you use that? Not even a minute you can use that. It's just external opulence but internally it has to be connected in order to get the power source, and then it can be used. Similarly, the soul disconnected from Krishna loses its spiritual energy. Human civilization today is technologically advanced, materially developed, but spiritually disconnected. So what is the use? Like they will be undergoing life after life in this, stuck in this material world itself. Therefore, stress, emptiness, confusion and fear increase rapidly, and we see much in the society today how people are facing so much anxiety, stress, depression, greed and everything, like due to other living entities, how many problems they are facing. Like we see many nations engaged in war, and many crises is going on, economic crisis and also financial crisis also. So there are two kinds of, so when we discussed about this emptiness, so one may question like, what are the types of emptiness? So there are two kinds of emptiness. One is material emptiness, which is caused by selfish desires, attachment, false ego and unfulfilled expectations. And when it comes to other thing is like spiritual emptiness, experienced by exalted devotees in separation from Krishna. Externally both may appear similar, but internally they are completely different. When we take an example like stories of gopis in Vrindavan, when Krishna left for Mathura, the gopis did not want wealth, they did not want liberation, they did not ask for any prestige, and they don't want any replacement relationships. Their entire existence centered around Krishna. How to please Krishna, what to do for Krishna, what I have to do, at this moment what Krishna might be doing, like at each day they used to observe Krishna coming from his house and going to forest for cattle herd and then coming back. They were eagerly waiting for Krishna to come. Krishna has played today, Krishna has done this, Krishna has done that. And when Krishna was expressing that, he was doing that, this, And they were very much joyed. Oh, Krishna, you did this, you did that. It was very amazing, and they were very ecstatic. And so we can understand from this is like the heart can never become fully satisfied without reconnecting to Krishna. There will be, you might be experiencing all material opulences, like you might be very rich, very powerful strength, but still if you don't get connected to Krishna, what is the use after so long time, after some years, you may lose your beauty, you may lose your strength. Obviously, if you engage in some, trading or some stocks or some gambling kind of things, you may be earning more, but how long it lasts? It may not last forever. Even if you are like earning legally, or if you are doing smart planning, what can you take while you are leaving this body? Nothing you can take. So that is a very important thing. But if we get connected to Krishna, if we try to serve Krishna, if we try to engage in the association of devotees, and also if we try to attend programs in temple and festivals in temple, you will experience that blissful joy within you. So that even though you don't possess any great wealth or very rich association of materialistic persons, but still you feel like, oh, this is a great asset, and this has transformed me a lot, I have been experiencing. So you will gradually experience that when you develop the connection with Krishna. We all have the connection with Krishna, but many of us, it's in dormant state. We just have to awake that Krishna consciousness within us. And next comes is like the soul's eternal relationship with Krishna. So here, as we all know, we are soul, we are not this body. So this verse says Atma Bandhuna, which means like the true friend of the soul. Who is the true friend of the soul? Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. He is the eternal Father, He is the eternal well-wisher. He is the supreme proprietor of everyone. And it's not temporary friend, He is not bodily friend, or He is not socially friend. We may get some connections through our scholarly, like if you are so intelligent in some aspects, people may get attracted to your scholarliness. Or if you are so rich, people may come up to you like, oh, I want to be friend with you. No, they might be attracting by your riches or scholarly or strength or anything. But Krishna doesn't see anything of those. He just sees as a soul which is a part and parcel of Krishna. And He is the eternal friend of us. Like, He doesn't leave. Even though we left Him from the spiritual planet, He did not leave us. He came with us as Paramatma, who is residing in everyone's heart, as we see in the chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivisto matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarver ahameva vedyo vedanta krit vidyeva chaham. So Krishna says, I am seated in everyone's heart as Paramatma, and I am to be known by all the Vedas. Through Vedas, I am to be known, like I am the ultimate destination if you go through Vedas also. So, and even in Bhagavad Gita chapter 5, text 29, Krishna says like, I am the well-wishing friend of all living beings, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. And worldly relationships can change. Bodies may change, emotions may change, circumstances may change, expectations may change. But Krishna never abandons soul. He accompanies in each and every birth. He sits in the heart as Paramatma. Even when we forget Krishna, reject Krishna, ignore Krishna, but He still accompanies us. This is divine compassion of Krishna. So imagine if a child is being lost in a marketplace. A child may wander away, become distracted, forget parents temporarily. But the loving parent constantly searches for child like, they keep more and more endeavor in searching child, like, oh, where is my child, where is my child? They will feel so much anxiety and stress in finding out the lost child. Similarly, conditioned souls, like we, the conditioned souls, we forget Krishna and we came here. But Krishna never forgets us. He is so anxious to receive us in the spiritual planet. And I heard in lecture, like, whenever a soul gets back to spiritual world, Krishna personally comes and welcomes him into the spiritual world. He's so anxious, he's so eagerly waiting for us to come. Like, we may think like, oh, Krishna is Supreme Lord, but he's still waiting for us. But yeah, he's our eternal Father. How a father can be separated from his children? So Krishna wants us to be back to his abode and be happy there. So we just have to make our endeavors, make our path stronger and stronger. So, and then, even during exile of Pandavas, Krishna protected the Pandavas repeatedly, arranged, like, he protected Draupadi when everyone else couldn't protect her. He became messenger, he became charioteer, he became guide. One may question like, oh, why he has to play all these roles? Because he is Bhakta Vatsala. He's very lenient towards his devotees. Like, if at all devotee wants anything, he may go to whatever extent possible. Imagine Supreme Lord being Supreme Lord, just playing a role of charioteer to Arjuna. So, as Arjuna is very dear friend and the Pandavas are very close associates of Krishna and he's a very great devotee of Krishna. So this proves like how much he is very friendly to his devotees, how much he is supportive to his devotees. So he is Bhakta Vatsala. Modern society teaches us to become independent, how to be financially independent and how to be not depending on anyone else, like how to lead a good independent life. But Bhakti teaches us how to become dependent on Krishna, how to take the shelter at his lotus feet. And material independence often creates anxiety, ego, isolation, loneliness, depression, and everything. But spiritual dependence creates peace, humility, fearlessness, and devotion to Krishna, and which is the ultimate thing of ultimate purpose of our life. And even if we can imagine, if we can see the daily analogy like Wi-Fi connection, when internet disconnects, everything, applications stop functioning, communication weakens, systems fail. As we have faced some technical issues in the Wi-Fi over yesterday morning. So imagine like how important is the internet in this world, like just for a few fraction of minutes, if something happens internet, so everything gets stuck little bit for a small short period of time. So it's very important to get connection, and also similarly spiritual disconnection creates existential confusion. So we should be connected spiritually to Krishna. We should not get disconnected from path of Krishna consciousness. And through bhakti we can reconnect the soul to its source. So imagine you had a big machine and you may have witnessed like many small nuts and bolts. So if the nut is in place with the machine, then the machine, the purpose of bolt or nut is served properly. But imagine if it gets detached from the machine, and what is the use of that nut or bolt now? There is not much use, right? So if it is get connected to the actual machine, then only it is very useful thing in that machine. Then even the conditioned souls, we are part and parcels of Krishna. When we connect to Krishna and his eternal abode, then our life becomes successful, and also we become much more blissful and happy. And Krishna is not merely just a god. He is the soul's eternal well-wishing friend. See how he's so laughing and he's enjoying, like by seeing every one of us, like he's like every day smiling, his smiley face, Radha Kunj Bihari, how eternally he wants us everyone to be like happy and blissful. He wants everyone to come to him. And next is like, what is the separation in bhakti, and which is the highest spiritual emotion. In material life, separation destroys attachment. But in spiritual life, separation intensifies love. Because, see, imagine if in material life, like, if you are separated from your dear friend or dear ones, after, like, initially you will be having that feeling of separation for some time. After some years, after progressing some years, you will slowly start forgetting those people, and if you don't have proper connection with them, you will slowly lose their relation, and everything you lose, there will be no attachment to them. But in spiritual life, see Krishna, like if we get connected to Krishna, like imagine how gopis, even though they are in separation, but at every moment they try to think about Krishna. Oh, what Krishna might do? Oh, what is he doing in Dwaraka? Is he with like the new, modern woman in Dwaraka? What is he doing there? How is he with his queens? And what is his daily activities? Then every time they think of Krishna. Anyone who comes from Dwaraka or Mathura to Vrindavan, they keep on asking them, like either it can be Uddhava or Balram. They keep on asking, oh, how is Krishna? Why is he not coming to Vrindavan? So they are constantly, they were meditating on Krishna only. And this is one of the highest teachings of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Like the separation intensifies love, the Vipralambha Bhava, like love in the mood of separation. It's a greatest thing. So if someone is so dear to us, if they are very separated, constantly we think about him. Oh, how is he doing? How is that person doing? Oh, we could recollect our memories. Oh, that person, I did this at that time. Like we used to have a nice time with that. Like we'll be constantly meditating. So imagine even Krishna, like Krishna also feels the separation of devotees. That's the reason he wants us to come back to him. He sends his personal associates, confidential associates in the form of our acharyas and Guru Parampara, just to make sure like we get back to him very fastly and very swiftly. And Arjuna's grief is not ordinary depression. It is transcendent.